I realize how much people need therapy, but not the couch kind. Look, James Game Therapy isn't just some Twitch stream, Morty. It's a damn lifeline. It's Skyrim. You shout Fusro Da and suddenly your depression has a health bar. Minecraft, because placing blocks in a chaotic world you control, that's therapy, Morty. And Fortnite, it's not just a battle royale. It's a metaphor for adulting. Rocket League, a stupid ball that won't go where you want it to and you flying upside down trying to make it work. Elden Ring, you die, and then you win. It's literally a FromSoft coded version of growing up with a narcissistic parent.
Man, Rick, help me.
Morty, the blue one. Blue! Among Us? That game teaches paranoia, Morty, but the healthy kind. Red was sus, Morty. Red was sus. Okay. Crisis moderately averted. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. James Game Therapy for 1,000 years, Morty. Never gonna end. James Game, gaming with James, Jimmy, James
Therapy
gonna be
for
around.
1,000 years, baby.
What's up, guys, gals, everybody in between, I guess. We are gonna do some music video reactions today. So, if you know a good music video, let me know. I want to know. Who's on my TV? Okay. All right. Back at it. So, obviously, we're going to be watching some music videos. So, what is the importance of music? Music helps us to regulate emotions a lot of times, to feel emotions. I know there are songs that I listen to that are tear jerkers, and I don't know if you ever heard a song from like way back when. It kind of brings out like some nostalgia. So yeah, I thought, hey, it'd be kind of fun to listen to some music, go over what emotions it makes us feel. I think to stay within copyright rules, I gotta pause every once in a while, so I will do that, and then provide some educational context in terms of therapy, and how a song might help you process certain emotions. So these are just ones that I saw were trending, so I was like, you know what, we'll give them a shot. We'll see what they're all about. But this is what was suggested to me. So, yep, there it is right there. How many views is this? It's at 19 million. So, is there like a... Well, I was going to say, is there a... We got like a lyric? There we go, lyrics. Perfect. All right, let's get into it, guys. Real quick, this is... Obviously, you see it on the screen there, but this is Got Damn by Gunna. So, let's see what Gunna is up to. Alright, we're listening to Got Damn by Gunna.
On it up the jet, goddamn. I don't get no rest, goddamn. I'm on my respect, goddamn. I've been running up a check, yeah. When we forget, ease my stress, goddamn. When she get that neck, trim. Get this movie star, film. A ring a shining star. Carrots in my ear.
So, what have I gotten so far? I guess, you know, if we were going to break it down into me as a therapist listening to this person, I would go, okay, these are the things you find important, maybe. Maybe where you dump a lot of your value and your time is into carrots in my ear, and they clear. I am having a little bit of trouble. I do not like GD, so I might say a lot of cuss words, but I do not say that one. So, but I know different cultures, different things. So, okay.
I've been working shades, lights been blurred. Fashion every day, put it in couture. Put in work, make that pussy purr. Yeah, I endorse. Mash in a Porsche. Easy to New York. Me and a few joints. About to meet at the club port. Look for the Rolls Royce. On that up the jet. Goddamn. I don't get no rest. Goddamn. I want my respect. Goddamn. I've been running up a check. Yeah. And we my stress, goddamn. When she get that neck,
You have requests or something I should listen to. Make sure to put it in the chat.
I ring a shining star. Goddamn, nigga, fortunate. Every day locked in, I make M's off my voice. I know how to.
All right, I'm kind of liking where he's going with that. So that second verse seemed to be more kind of focused on, I don't know, it's kind of the same thing over and over. So I know I'm getting older because I'm listening to it and I'm just not associating with it at all. But that is neither here nor there, I guess. Just feel old right now.
When get you in on the source. Head up with my chin up, I ain't got no other choice. Had to cut my jeans, look like new Louis George. But I 50 G just to spend on my little shorty. Backyard is a seed, I can retire when I turn 40. You my type of freak, while we fucking I record it. Couldn't believe I start sipping codeine for my core. You see, extra couple hundred G's for my aura. Good Trisha, Manny Frost AP on a whore. Ibiza, had to show her visa at the port. On that up the jet, goddamn.
So again, I think I don't know, this seems to be a common running theme, and it's, I mean, obviously it comes with the territory, I guess, substance use, but it is interesting to see even in the midst of having everything going on, there's still an attachment, and even everything he's kind of talked about up to this point, really these are like those, I haven't heard any sort of substance in terms of like things that would really, he's talked about his hustle, about his goals, about his accomplishments, but I haven't heard anything about like, and I feel satisfied, and I feel like, man, I feel really good. And it's because everything he's talking about is cheap, the cheap imitation. And that's a shame. It's a shame that some people, even with all the money in the world, still get locked into the cheap imitation. The images that were shown, the things that were told, should mean the most to us. And that's too bad. And again, it's just a song, so who knows? This could have been written by somebody else completely. That seems to be how things work nowadays anyway. So
I don't get no rest, goddamn.
I think it's just GDing us out of here. So again, kind of gave you my summary. What do you guys think of that? Got Damn by Gunna. All right. Let's see. I tried to pull from different genres. I'm sure I will get dinged at some point. And again, remember, oh, maybe I should put that in the, maybe I should have that down here. What should I play next? Question mark. Leave a comment. Okay. Yep, that's a little expansive. Okay. Okay, why did it do that? Okay, I think I got it. Nice. I think we actually have room to... There we go. All right. Probably should have that set. Okay. So, next, maybe we'll bounce over. We'll do some pop music. How about that? I know... What was it? Let's see. What's a good pop song, guys? I've got a couple on here. I just don't know. Let's see. I've got what is it? Die with a Smile. We'll listen to that. We'll see what that's all about. With a smile. Okay. Oh, look, we got a nice little lyric video here too. Okay. All right, guys. feel like maybe I've heard this.
I just woke up from a dream where you and I had to say goodbye. And I don't know what it all means, but since I survived, I realized wherever you go, that's where I'll follow. Nobody's promised tomorrow, so I'ma love you every night like it's the last night, like it's the last night. If the world was ending, I'd wanna.
So, obviously talking about being in love and infatuated love. I kind of pulled away like infatuation, right? Like this, I'm just obsessive love. You guys ever been in obsessive love? Where it's just like, I am so locked in. I am so about this one relationship, this one thing. Interesting place to be. So we'll see what the chorus is talking about.
Next to you. If the party was over and our time on earth was through, I wanna hold you just for a while and die with a smile. If the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you.
Just that complete and utter locked in. Can't get enough.
Lost in the words that we scream. I don't even want to do this anymore.
It's kind of hitting on like the hot and cold that happens sometimes. And if we're being honest, maybe a little bit of codependency. You know, healthy relationships are going to have confrontation for sure. But how often are we screaming at each other it's usually a good sign as to, is there something off in the relationship? Maybe a little bit. So, because you already know what you mean to me. So this is a great sentence to kind of show how sometimes we can fall into this almost like, we get like locked in and we just assume, well, we've been together this long. And so you should just know what I'm thinking and feeling. And I don't know, that's probably not the fairest way to go about doing it, and I think my mic might be off. No, it's not. Okay. Whew. Scared there for a second. So
You already know what you mean to me, and all those the only war worth fighting for.
there you go. Yeah, putting in the work.
Wherever you go, that's where I'll follow. Nobody's promised tomorrow, so I'ma love you every night like it's the last night, like it's the last night. If the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you. If the party was over and our time on earth was through, I wanna hold you just for a while and die with a smile.
If the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you.
Some sort of big build up coming here. But yeah, not a bad jam so far. I guess again, I think it kind of points to really just like that deep infatuation. You know what I mean? Like when you just get so super locked in on something and it's like, that is my everything. It's the only thing I care about all day, every day. Which can be a good thing, and it can, if it's used for manipulation or whatever, then that can be a bad thing too. So
right next to you.
Next to you.
Right next to you.
I think it's more of the same at this
If
point.
the world was ending, I'd wanna be.
So again, decent song. I don't know, not terrible. All right, I like it overall. I would say the mood or the emotion was being expressed was kind of infatuation. Is when I'm infatuated with somebody, I can see past, right? Even their biggest flaws, I'm willing to look past. So it is kind of interesting. It's a decent song. So all right, we've got Morgan Wallen. What is this? The song? Just in case. Anybody know this? Let me see, because that one was fairly old. So let me see which. Let's see what pops up. This is I Got Better. Let's do this. Or I'm the Problem. That was 9 months ago. Hold up. Let's do I Got Better. I Got Better. We got lyrics yet? No? Yeah. I Got Better. Here we go. All right, guys. Let's check it out. Oh. Skip that survey.
Everything's still pretty much the same round here. Neighbors still shooting all the next year's deer.
Come to our town. We
Boys
need
still
deers
lose
going.
as they're playing at home. But I got better since you got gone. I'm still a few too many on a Friday night. Still try to step in when it ain't my fight. Yeah, I'm still me, don't get me wrong. But I got better since you got gone.
Man, how about that? Those are some lyrics right there. Kind of talking about, just boundaries, essentially. Obviously talking about still drinking to deal with some of that. Obviously, I think that's kind of we do that as humans. But I think there's a point kind of where we turn. Now, I am curious to see what the hook says, but everything up to this point is kind of pointing towards, hey, I was able to let go of, that relationship. I was able to establish a boundary. I didn't have to stay in that place of, suffering, essentially. Whenever a breakup happens, it can be pretty painful. But having the ability to kind of move past that is also huge. It makes a huge difference. So, I like it so far. Good sound, relaxing. Because I'm old.
Swear it was like I'll be damned. I'm finally back to being who I am. When we were over, it was overnight. Like came on, it all felt right. When it all went wrong, you turned me loose. Wasn't no telling who I turned into. But it turns out me and you together's why it took so long. Cause I got better since you got gone.
Just what I was talking about, right? A lot of times, so I've worked inpatient rehabs. I currently work in a recovery environment, and this is a huge piece of that. If you are in an environment where you're not flourishing, that contributes to us not feeling like who we are, or who we're meant to be, or what we're looking to do. And you know, a lot of times my environment, the things I expose myself to, ultimately play in to my behavior. So if I'm surrounded by people who are all using, right, and that's not really who I am, I don't find myself in that, I'm still more likely to end up in that position because of that. If I'm in a relationship with someone who is controlling, who tells me I'm worthless unless I do exactly as they tell me, that is not healthy. That will contribute to you not feeling like who you are, or your ability to even go and get what it is that you're chasing after. So I think it's, you know, it's kind of funny, you know, he's on this hook, and you know, why'd it take so long for me to get to a spot where I felt like myself again? And the reason that it took so long is because I was holding on to this one piece, right? There's this, it's basically an acceptance and commitment modality, but you basically throw out the rope, right? And you grab onto it, and it's impossible. I'll sit there and I'll fight with this panic or this disorder or this anxiety. And the fact of the matter is there was nothing that said that I had to hold on to the rope. I could have let go of the rope at any time, but I continued to hold on to it for whatever reason. We do this as human beings. It's just part of our nature. Sometimes we grow up around dysfunctional, not healthy relationships. And so it's easy for me to go like, well, that's normal. It's normal for them to act that way, for them to treat me that way. And until you have somebody who's objective, and a lot of times this happens in therapy because a therapist is objective. They don't have any skin in your game. I have no reason to lie to you or to tell you that's an unhealthy relationship, or to get you to a spot where you can start to realize an unhealthy relationship. And a lot of times just even the simple act of having that rapport with a therapist will kind of open the door and show you, oh, these are what normal healthy behavior looks like. So very cool that it kind of worked around to that.
For a little while there, you had me convinced that my mama was the devil. Now we're talking again.
Right in there, isolating. That's a huge one. It's a huge, hey, you want a red flag? Don't hang out with the people that you want to hang out with. Don't do what you like to do. Do what I like to do. Be around the people that I like to be around. That is a huge, not that you don't do those things. We compromise in relationships, but when it's control, your mom, you can't go see my mom. Good lyric.
My friends you hated ain't said one word. Besides, you got better since you lost her. Swear it was like, I'll be damned, I'm finally back to being who I am. When we were over, it was overnight. Light came on, it all felt right. When it all went wrong, you turned me loose. Wasn't no telling who I turned into. But it turns out me and you together's why it took so long. 'Cause I got better since you got gone.
And there it is. Right there. That right there. Just, and it's like that, isn't it? Life is like that a lot of times. Like we hold on and we fight for these things so frequently. And it's like, once we get some separation from it, once I get some separation from the pain, from the suffering, from that grief of the loss of losing a relationship, it's like, why was I so invested in this thing that clearly was causing me distress? You know what I mean? So I like that hook. I like that hook.
I'm better since you got gone. I ain't saying you're the sleep that I lost, but I never slept this good before. I ain't saying you're the weight on my back. I'm just saying that it ain't there no more. I'll be damned, I'm finally back to being who I am. When we were over, it was
guys. That was a good one. That was a good one. Morgan Wallen putting out some hits. Imagine that. Imagine that. That guy. I think is. I mean, he's a hit maker. I very rarely does he miss. I don't. I'm sure there are songs that I don't know that he's written, but I mean, dude stayed relevant. So, good for him. I don't know if that again. Who knows? That could have been somebody else wrote it, but I think that's a good song for people to hear. I think it's good for people to realize that they do not have to stay stuck, and that is powerful. That is empowering for me to get to a spot when I realize like I don't have to be dependent on an unhealthy relationship. I don't have to be dependent on an unhealthy environment. And again, if you find yourself in these relationships, these environments, you know, do self-assessment. I'm not saying run away from everything. You know, do therapy, learn how to establish boundaries with people, learn how to establish boundaries within yourself so that I'm not getting taken advantage of. I'm not getting used. But like I said, that's a great song, good pick for me. My goodness. Hey, if you've got I need to just probably just put this in the chat. If you have a request, or no, I should put, what should I listen to? Question mark. Put it in the chat. Okay, then we click that. Then I go here, and then I pin the comment. All right. And then I need to. Oh, I don't have my TTS on. Okay. Maybe I should leave it off. Should I leave it off? I know I'm torn, guys. Should I turn my TTS on? I don't know. All right. Well, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. All right. All right, let's see. Let's see what's trending, guys. I've got this list here, but I think these songs, man, I think they might just be like pretty late. So let's see. Oh, they don't have like a music category. Come on now. Oh yeah, they do. Okay. All right. Oh, dude, I do love Oliver Tree. That's 2 years old though.
KO, I'm Budiayo. Don't step any further.
NLE Choppa.
Hey, I was quiet for a minute, now I'm breaking up the peace. Insomnia, time to wake you niggas out your sleep. I say I'm on them, they in the coma, it's time to dome them. Headshot goner, you can smell the aroma. Young boy, what? This the big boy league. I wanna be a gut under the Jesus piece. Last thing that I heard was Jesus, please. Had me looking at the devil like this is your king. Ain't no fun when no rabbit got the gun, you run. You just a pun on the devil's chest, boy, you're done. I'm trying to step some, bless some, wet one, stretch one. What you can do, I can do better. Rip y'all all together, all black and some leather. I eat bullets and shit, Berettas. Rifle with my chopper, Winchester. Bet your bottom dollar top shot, a pack of heat. Iron Mike, cause the motto, I'll put a nigga to sleep. We can bang this.
All right. All right. Now I need something with some substance. I don't know what that is. It's just normal. I was just gonna keep like playing them. I turn that off because I don't want to get copyright strikes from everything. Oh, autoplay off. Okay, and then previews off. Ah, there we go. Okay, we did it. All right, guys. Okay, back into it. I don't know, guys. What should I listen to? you're out there in the chat, please leave a comment. Yeah, I don't. There's not a lot of like self-discovery that happens anymore. It's kind of like, yeah, top 50 hip hop. Yeah, I mean, these are all going to be like pretty, I mean, I don't know. What's this? Let's see. Okay. That one's trending right now. On My Mind. I don't know. Went Legit by Southside and G Herbo. 2 a.m. I do like Big X Plug. Let's listen to 2 a.m. I've never heard this one, so let's see what he's got.
As I get closer to the stairways, all I hear
Represents the big boys for the
voice.
dogs. All right, that's a strip club song. All right. Well.
Hey, 2 a.m. and I'm live. I just left out the club with the gang and a high yellow bitch that's real thick in the thighs. You know me, I be shooting my shot when I got the.
I thought it was a deep track, guys. I'm sorry. That's not. January 31st, My Truth. What's this about? Who is this? We got YNL. Is it Lucy or Lucci? Kind of
Just
thing.
hating 'cause I'm realer than you. My bitch better than your bitch, and I got pictures to prove. And we so high up like we building a roof. I made millions out of nothing just from spilling my truth. Yeah, we still grinding like we got something to prove, even though we got nothing to prove. Took every risk 'cause we had nothing to lose. Making millions just spilling my truth. Spilling my truth. Spilling my truth.
Look, okay, look, crazy thing about it. I was in the can and I was still making deposits. And I kept it silent. Red bone bitch trying to.
I don't know, guys. I need a lyric video. I keep forgetting these are not. None of those are going to be lyric videos, so that doesn't even do me any good. Huh. Yeah, I need. Let me just go here. I'll type in lyric videos. Lyric video. All right. Oh. All right, there we go. Search. What is this? Okay. Let's listen to this. Let's see what this is. Alex Warren, 6 months ago. I feel like I've heard this.
They say the holy water's watered down, and this town's lost its faith. Our colors will fade eventually, so if our time is running out, day after day, we'll make the mundane our masterpiece. Oh.
Like what he's talking about right there out the gate. You know, he's already getting into this discussion or making these points like time is fleeting. You know, we only have so much time here on this earth before we eventually get to this spot, you know, where we pass away. And And a lot of times, as human beings, we're kind of put in this position where, especially with our phones and technology, it's so easy to lose sight of it. You know, we only have so much time here. And I think a lot of times we'll find any way we can to kind of distract ourselves from the reality. You know, we're the only things on this planet that know we're going to die. And yet we still take the time to get to know one another. We still take the time to build relationships and do this journey with other people, knowing that at some point that person I'm doing my journey with will not be here. The people that I surround myself will not be here, or I won't be there. I won't be here for them. And that's a heavy truth. But I love that line there. I'm going to take the mundane and turn it into my masterpiece. The ability to view life through this lens of like, and what a great opportunity. You know what I mean? Like to really just overcome. I remember growing up and we would have like, we ate hot dogs like all the time. And I didn't really mind, you know, you don't know any different when you're in it. And, you know, but I remember us having like a great time. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe it was hot dogs for the third day in a row, but it was like, you know, I still remember us cutting up and laughing and having a good time. And my parents having this ability to take what could have been, you know, a mundane existence and making it a masterpiece. Having, it's not what you have, it's who you have it with, you know? And so taking time to enjoy those people that we have in our lives. So,
My, oh my love. I take one look at you, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down to the dead and buried. On the edge of your knife, staying drunk on your vibe. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found something so out of the ordinary. You got me kissing the ground of your sanctuary. Shadow me with your touch, will Lord return me to dust. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found hopeless hallelujah.
crazy, yeah. And again, I mean, obviously he's talking about love there. I mean, and yeah, I mean, but you know, just being fully immersed and comfortable with somebody to that point, like I just want to be with you all the time, you know, and feeling like, hey, everybody is jealous of what we found. And I think that's probably more so goes to speak you know, what you're looking for and trying to find. I don't want somebody that everybody's jealous of. I want somebody that everybody is jealous of us, of our love, of our ability to get along, our ability. I mean, obviously I don't want people to be jealous, but you know, it is one of those things. So, and very cool.
On this side of heaven's gate. Oh, my life, how do ya breathe and take my breath away? At your altar I will pray. You're the sculptor, I'm the clay. Oh, my, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down so we're dead and buried. On the edge of your knife, staying drunk on your vibe. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found something so out of the ordinary. You got me kissing the ground, the sanctuary. Shadow me with your touch, will Lord return me to dust. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found something so heavenly, higher than ecstasy. Whenever you're next to me, oh my, what was in black and white until I saw your light. I thought you had to die to find something so out of the
Hey, there we go. That's smooth. Yeah. Again, just a lot of love there, but also that transition that happens. You know what I mean? Like, when you go from being by yourself and feeling like, hey, I don't really have anybody and I'm not significant and I have nothing to really contribute or I don't have anything going for me, and to like run into somebody else in this life, in this world, and to realize like you found your person. And yeah, it's a great feeling. And I think you obviously use it as a motivator to kind of put in work where work needs to happen in a relationship like that, where there are a lot of, earlier I was talking about red flags, and you know, this is one of those green flag. When I get some green flags, I make sure to hold on to something like that too, because that's a good thing. I don't let go of the good things in my life. So very nice, very cool.
Ordinary, how are you laying me down to a dead and buried on the edge of your night, staying drunk on your vine. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found something so out of the ordinary. You got me kissing the ground, sanctuary, shining me with your touch, oh Lord, return me to dust. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found.
Very nice, very good. I like it. Yeah. It was that was a good one. I mean, we're honestly just looking at random songs, so I don't know what to look up, guys. I need some contributions. I have this list in front of me, but the more that I look at it, they're just not really, songs aren't all that great on here. So I think I'd rather do, Pink Pony Club. We'll do Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing. I'm kidding. We're not doing Pink Pony Club. Rewrite the Stars. Mystical, magical. Dude, that whole thing's kind of nuts, actually. Bar song, Beautiful Things. This song's called Doechii. I don't know unless you tell me. So let's see. We'll give this a shot. Let's see. Anxiety. Oh no, I know this song. Do I? This song's called Anxiety. The song I'm thinking of. Hold up. Is it might be the same song, but you didn't have to go so loud, right? That song called Anxiety? This says it came out 8 months ago. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. There's an older song that I'm thinking of in my head.
Anxiety, keep on trying me. I feel it quietly, trying to silence me. Yeah, my anxiety can't shake it off of me. Somebody's watching me, and my anxiety. Yeah.
So it's not the song I was thinking of. And again, there we go. I exposed my age. Anxiety, somebody's watching me. But you didn't have to cut. Dude, it's just gonna be, it's stuck in my head. But yeah, okay. So it's kind of talking about anxiety. Got a hold of me. Is that what she says in that one line? My anxiety, can't shake it off of me. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, if you have anxiety, you know that sometimes it can be extremely hard to shake. With DBT, that mindset, we're looking more at like distress tolerance skills to kind of deal with that, or utilizing mindfulness skills to help ground yourself out, utilizing your senses to activate both sides of your brain so you don't fall into that fight, flight, or freeze. And a lot of times, what I like to tell people is, we tend to procrastinate, right? And if I procrastinate long enough, I start to gain some anxiety, right? So it's like, oh, I needed to do the dishes today, right? And then I go through that day and I procrastinate and I procrastinate. And then it's like the next day, it's like I didn't do it, right? And then the next day comes along and I'm like, oh, snap, I need to get some laundry done. And then it's like, these things stack, right? And before you know it, you got this big list, right? And that's, now we've got anxiety. We got some anxiety cooking in our mind because these things I procrastinated are not getting done. And a lot of times what I've noticed is I procrastinate and then I fall into this consistent anxiety. And then when everything is past, right, and I no longer have a chance or the opportunity, obviously dishes are always going to be there for you to do. And same thing with laundry. I'm talking more like in relationships, maybe in my career or my job. When there are things that I need to get done and I don't get them done, and the time passes and it's just not an opportunity for me to do that. A lot of times you see that like when people pass away, or a relationship deteriorates to the point like that you can't do anything about it and now it's past, then we fall into that like depression. But again, anxiety tends to follow procrastination. So again, you can shake it off of you. I want to let you know that you don't have to have anxiety. You don't have to have Xanax. You don't have to have prescription drugs. I understand it works. It helps. I understand some people have anxiety levels differ. But at the same time, finding healthy ways to deal with it is huge. Finding natural remedies to anxiety, because it's all up here. You know, even people suffer from like panic attacks. You know, having the ability to just like ground myself out and not completely lose control is a nice feeling. So, all right, let's see. Did she use the hook? That's all I'm saying.
Solo, no mojo, I bounce back, no pogo, unhappy, no homo, new brands, no logos, money on my juggler, natural hustler.
What a great way to use no homo, by the way. I just want to, what an excellent way to say no, unhappy, no homo, right? Because I mean, honestly, homo just means like gay, which means like happy, right? And he said no homo. That was brilliant.
Solo, no mojo, I bounce back, no pogo, unhappy, no homo, new brands, no logos, money on my juggler, natural hustler, think I need a smuggler up in Russia, you could be my butler, shine my cutler, shout out to Oyenda, that's the guzzler, okay, next thing, my life is a wet dream, I call it a sex scene, the bag is a nice tease, I tried to escape, my life is an x-ray, I'm sorry, a sex tape, you only get one take, quiet on the set, please, rolling anxiety, in 3, 2,
Hold up, because she's running through something right there. What was that? What'd she say?
No homo, new brands, no logos, money on my juggler, natural hustler, think I need a smuggler up in Russia, you could be my butler, shine my cutler, shout out to Oyenda, that's the guzzler, okay, next thing, my life is a wet dream, I call it a sex scene, the bag is a nice tease, I tried to escape, my life is an x-ray, I'm sorry, a sex tape, you only get one take, quiet on the set, please.
So, I mean, I don't know if this artist is that deep. But kind of these limited, you get one shot. And if you mess up your one shot, then I don't want anything to do with you. Which again, that could be caused by a myriad of different things. But it sounds like somebody who's probably been burned in the past. And when we get burned in the past, we tend to, not always, but we tend to set up these real big boundaries, right? So because my anxiety is so high because of things that have happened in my past, now you have to be perfect to be part of my life. And people can swing that way. I've seen it. So very, very interesting. Very interesting to kind of hear. Obviously there's sex tape lines or whatever. I would assume that's just, sex sells. So you got to say something about it. So.
Rolling anxiety in 3, 2, 1. Anxiety, keep on trying me. I feel it
got the anxiety lines. So again, just kind of building on that, you know, I feel like I'm being watched. I feel like I'm under the, I don't know, maybe under the microscope. Hey, thank you, asshat. Thanks for the follow, my guy. I appreciate you. Good stuff. What's up, man? How you doing? We're just I'm reviewing this anxiety song. You got a good song for me to play? I totally would do that. You know, what are some music videos I should watch? What's a good song? What's a good emotional song? Because I've kind of just been bouncing around, I'm gonna be honest. So Poppy, she's kind of been on a roll recently. Poppy, okay. That's an artist, I'm assuming. Is there a specific song from Poppy? All right. What is it? What do we got? What's the song? I'll wait. While you're coming up with that, I'm gonna keep it rolling here.
That clear blue water, no limits, no borders. What's in that new world order? Marco, Polo, Negro run from Popo. That blue light in that rojo. And it's like I get this tightness in my chest, like an elephant is standing on me, and I just let it take over.
That is a physical reaction. So one of the best things you can do if you're somebody who suffers from anxiety is pay attention to your physical signs, right? When my muscles contract, when my breathing gets shallow, a lot of that is they're precursors. Your body's going to physically react to anxiety before you mentally get to a spot where you're having that panic attack. And so one of the first things we work on is just mindfulness. Right, being present in the moment, realizing, okay, I feel this way. What in my environment is contributing to these feelings that I'm having? So I'm gonna assume it's gonna build up. But I've got somebody in here, so I want to respect you, asshat. It's a very interesting name. So I'm gonna look this song up, and we will jam out to it, and I'll give you my take on it. I'll see if there's anything therapeutic that comes from it. I'm hoping you're not trolling me. I guess we'll find out. Oh, not yeah. My goodness. Unravel. I guess I should just type in Poppy, huh? What's up, Serum 1978? It's good to see you. We are doing music video reactions. Let me know what music video you'd like me to react to. I'm currently in the process. Okay. Oh, there it is right there. All right, here we go. So let's get into it. I have not heard Bruised Sky. We will listen to that next. I got you. I see, I appreciate you.
Wait is forever. Is it worth all the trouble it's caused? My vacant eyes can't read that room. They run me like a spectacle. I cut to the point. I'm switching gears. I'm pulling a knee-jerk first response. Now I'm feeling full. I didn't contain the feeling at all. Watch me unravel. You lift me up to pull me right back down again. Watch me unravel.
Wait, what are you saying? You're saying that these aren't the on Poppy through Spirit Box collab, but it doesn't matter. Music's the same. Okay. Yeah, I think it's it's hitting on. I don't know. It's like actually it's my first listen, so I'm trying to listen and process at the same time. I think sometimes we do want people's first response. I want to know what you're thinking immediately. And I think in that we forget that, your brain is processing like thousands of thoughts like every minute. And so my first initial thought might not be the thing that even I want to say. It just is the first thing that comes up. And then obviously talking about just unraveling, and kind of, what was the exact lyric? It was something about like, you basically pick me up to let me down sort of thing. And I think if you've ever been in a relationship like that, you know exactly what that feels like. And that doesn't necessarily mean just intimate relationships. That can be relationships with parents or relationships with peers. You know what I mean? Like there, a lot of times when people say relationships, they immediately go to this like has to be an intimate relationship. It's not always that. Sometimes it's just if I've consistently engaged in these relationships with people who consistently let me down, it's very easy to get into this overgeneralized thinking, this catastrophizing thinking. If I get close to somebody, they're going to hurt me and they're going to let me down. And so it's like I said, it's I can get what she's going for here, and I like it's kind of got like a I don't know, like a techno electronic metal beat going. Kind of reminded me of Flyleaf. I don't know if you know Flyleaf, but that's been a while. But lift me up to tear me back down. There it is. Whoa, hold up. That lyric right there, that's a good lyric. Hold up. Sorry, guys. This right here, that right there, falling for what I dream to be true. Sometimes our expectations, reality does not meet our expectations. And so it's so easy to get like sucked in to like, well, this is what it should be, And a lot of times I tell people, don't should your pants, right? Quit shoulding your pants. So again, this sort of, again, my expectation versus what reality has shown me, and really more than anything, I don't want to get trapped in this place of like, I'm so caught up in what I think it should be that I don't progress. One of the first things I go over in therapy is this concept of radical acceptance. And the fact that like, I might not like what it is, but I have to accept my reality for what it is. I can't, change is not possible in a daydream. Change is not possible in this, what I was dreaming it was going to be, It doesn't mean that you have to approve of the things that have happened in your life, but you do have to accept it. I have to accept that those things happen the way that they did, and that allows me to move forward. That line hit. That's a good line. I like it.
Falling forward, I dream to be true. Scratching my throat, painting me blue. Hold me like I want you to. I cut to the point. I'm switching gears. I'm sorry. I blame my own design. Now I'm feeling full. I didn't contain my feeling at all. Watch me unravel. Take
Good correction. If you're in chat, you see it, but tangled in the thoughts of a doubt. I was wondering, I was like, thoughts of a doll is like maybe like being like feeling like a doll, like I'm on a shelf, like I can't be just a. But okay, sorry, it ruined. They put your lyric in the wrong way. Tangled in the thoughts of a doubt. Perfect. Okay, that makes more sense. All right. Hey, I was running with Seenie Weenies back in high school. I love the screamo part. I don't know how old. 2 weeks ago. This is awesome. I'm digging this. I love that. I miss the crap out of the rah, rah, rah. So madness is what keeps us tied together. Okay. Yeah, they really botched the lyrics on this, didn't they? All right. Of a doubt. We got it that time. Dude, that was. Hey, chat. Hey, chat. Let's go, baby, for the dogs. For my dogs. That was a good pick. I like that. Gave me Flyleaf vibes. Bruce Sky has a video I highly recommend that came out today. Okay, cool. Okay, we'll go check it out. Bruce Sky. Very good pick. Thanks for the pick. That's awesome. And some new music. I've never heard of the Poppy before, so that was awesome. Okay, what do we got? Bruised Sky. Have a German punk song, lyrics in English. Okay, yeah, very cool. I'm gonna do this Bruised Sky. My goodness, if I could talk. All right. Bruised Sky. Oh, okay, it's by the same artist. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, if you want to put it is it Serum? I think it's Serum. All right. Oh yeah, 3 hours ago. Look at that. Itchy. Why still bother? Okay, we will run that right after this one. Because you said Serum. Did you say Bruce Sky? I feel like you put Bruce Sky in the chat. I thought that's what you said initially. Oh no. Was that? All right. I'll do the lyric video or the music video. The lyrics not good on it. Okay. All right. I'll just listen, and whatever I hear, I guess.
There's no hope to come for you. There's no one left to get close to too long. Stuck in my chest. Can't keep it under my
Matrix vibes. All right, let's go. Okay. All right. So I don't. One line that stuck out to me and all that was I know how it's gonna end, and so like being in that, which again could play into the shoulds. Am I shooting my pants? Uh, you know, is the is this as good as it's gonna get? I already know how it's gonna end. Getting into that mindset, I know the end, and it keeps playing out in my head, running around again. Um, and man, does that not hang us up sometimes? I get it. I get us a song, and you kind of this is processing. Um, but again, like sometimes like I get into this spot where it's like I already know what's going to happen, and so sometimes if I convince myself that this is what's going to happen, um, they this kind of contributes to my behavior, right? So this is where we start to see thoughts can affect my behavior or affect my emotions and then affect my behavior. All those things interact. Um, and it's just like I said, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, the band, the guitars are super heavy. It kind of gives me like I don't know. I listen to like A Day to Remember or like Chelsea's Grand. It's been a while since I've really engaged in that. As I say, bands that have been out for like 10 plus years. Um, but yeah, like I said, um, kind of that fortune telling thinking is what I was getting at. Um, and so just staying grounded in reality. This used to be a pop singer, huh? Dang, dude, that's a nasty break right there. Hold up, I want to do this song justice. It sounds so good. I've got to do it some justice. I've got to look up the lyrics. I just hate to. Let's see. Yeah. There's no hope to come for you. There's no one left to get close to. Too long stuck in my chest. Can't keep it under my breath. The only way to cope is to see you as a disease, insisting to resolve, resisting every prophecy. Get it off of me. Okay, so again, maybe that like attachment in a relationship, and then the moon is awake tonight. I'm collecting the names under the bruised sky. I know the ending. It keeps playing out in my head and running around again. Don't try to tell me it's as good as it's going to get. The feeling won't leave till darkness takes me. Don't forsake me. How'd I numb myself when God is praying for the weak? Instill the fear to fall, but it'll never work on me. Question everything in the wake. Felt my whole world starting to shake. The cradle starts to break, and the red pulls over me and turns to white. Interesting. What do you take from the song? I think this song is built on people that get off on tearing you down. Okay. Yeah. 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 And I think in that, you know, my ability to be able to identify, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's a codependency thing. You know what I mean? Like, why do I feel like I have to be around people like that? And sometimes I get it, you know, you got to go to work. Sometimes you got family. And it's that can be hard to deal with, you know, when there are people who are insistent on, being negative or pointing out all of my flaws. So very good. All right. Well, we got to listen to the breakdown, you know. The mouth effect is crazy with the light. I want one now. It's so heavy and dreamy at the same time. Yeah, I was gonna say they definitely have their own sound. I'll give them that. I was trying to, association in my mind. I was trying to like find something that I could compare it to, but I don't really. I heard bits and pieces, you know what I mean, of different bands, but yeah, that was a good pick. Yeah, there at the end, bathing in the light, fend for your final form. The feeling you obscured will force you now to learn. Ooh. All right, that's a cold line. I like that. Yeah. Bathing in the light, there's nothing left to hide. Then never say a word under the blue sky. I like that. Fend for your final form. The feeling you obscured will force you now to learn. Man. And again, you got to learn. You got to learn in this life. That's the only thing consistent is learning. That's what we do. So another good pick. Haven't heard of this band, but I appreciate it. That's cool. All right. What was the other one we had in here? Serum 1978, I'm assuming. And he says, Itchy, why still bother? Okay, you got it. Let's do it. Let's see what we get. Itchy, how are y'all doing today? Hopefully good. Hopefully it's a positive day. If it's not, I would encourage you to look at the things that you're grateful for. Hey, okay, that's it. All right. Itchy. We'll see what we get when okay. Hold up. I had it pulled up. Why still bother? Okay. Why still? All right. And you said it's in English, or I'll have to pull up the lyrics. Couldn't remember. I'll look up the lyrics really fast. That way I've got them in front of me. Itchy. Okay. All right, here we go. Kobe. Ooh. Squilling.
Faith and purpose, we have lost it. Why believe when there's no way?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I think in life sometimes we think that like everybody's on this whatever. There's definitely, we all wear different masks. I would agree with that. Um and I can see how it's easy to fall into a place of like, why bother? Why bother putting on a face? And I think that hopefully over time you build up a community around yourself of people who are supportive of who you are. Maybe don't, I think one of the most important things in life is having friends that you disagree with. I have friends that I disagree with, but we still, what's the, if I disregard what, or maybe I don't agree with what you say. I mean, that's a disagreement. If I can't hear anything you say and I disregard you as a person, right? I don't agree with what you have to say, so I disregard you as a person. That's disrespect, right? But if I can disagree with you, right, and still respect you as a person, right? I can, okay, yeah, I can see what you're saying, not necessarily what I agree with, but I still value you, cherish you as a human being, right? Then that's a disagreement, right? So, but I get what they're going for, and I like that line. What do you say? We all get along pretty well when we only pretend. That is.
Why did we all sit and stare? What was going on? Was anybody there? Why is the bother when we all ignore each other? Going under. Why is the bother? We are all the same. Why is the bother when we all ignore each other? Going under. Why is the bother? We are all the same. And every single person is to blame.
Very true. Yeah. Very nice. I think I have to pause occasionally, or else I'll get like I don't know. I probably already got a copyright strike because there was one video I was watching earlier, and I was just like, "What is this?" I'll just let it play. Get it?
We have found one motivation: how to get rid of great expectations. Cold and empty on the inside, deaf, dumb, and blind. We are moving right into the light. Did it go wrong? Why did we all sit and stare? What was going on? Was anybody there? Why is the bother when we all ignore each other? Going under. Why is the bother? We are all the same. Why is the bother when we all ignore each other? Going under. Why is the bother? We are all the same. And every single person is to blame.
Like that switch up there, that little kind of semi breakdown, kind of slowing the tone down a little bit. It sounded like the bass maybe switched up what riff it's playing. So the chorus was still the same. Right before that, it was talking about we have found one motivation: how to get rid of great expectations. Cold and empty on the inside, deaf, dumb, and blind. We are moving right into the light. Deaf, dumb, and blind. We are moving right into the light. I wonder what they're speaking on in terms of the light. I mean, like getting hit by a car or a train, maybe. Fun thing about music, it means something different to all of us. I do get what they're getting at, though. They're basically just saying like, we're cold and empty. We're a detached society. We go into chat rooms and request a song, and then we leave. I'm just messing around with you guys. I don't know if you're still here or not, but we'll go ahead and close it out. Oh snap! I got ousted. All right, so. Oh, snap. They just blew the dolphin up. What the what? That's a pretty sick scene right there. Being in the... I don't know how to play the drums. I make pretty good. I have no beat. Very nice. All right. What's that song mean to you, Serum? That's what I need to know. I know what I played the songs and I kind of told you what they mean to me, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. What's it mean to you, Serum? Or Asshat, if you're still here. You know, what does the song mean to you? What's it? What is the significance of it? I see you, Serum. Serum's still here. I don't know what this emote is. I can't. Pippin. Little cat. Cat upside down. I mean, especially with the imaging, how we turned a blind eye on problems and pretend. For sure. Hey. Thank you. Oh, man, I didn't catch the name. Brianna. Brianna 19. I'm gonna say 1982. Hey, can you please react to the Fate of Ophelia music video? For sure. Yeah. Let's do it. All right. Yeah. Serum, I hear you loud and clear. There's a lot of that happens in the world. And it's a song as a therapist I want your reaction to. Okay, perfect. I mean, especially with imagining how we turn a blind eye. And I think that's, yeah, the imagery kind of got there. At first I was like, okay, it's like a beach scene, you know, like I don't know, the beach scene's been done in a lot of music videos. And then when the dolphin blew up, it was like, whoa. Which then in my mind, I went immediately, if you've ever seen like Blackfish or anything about like pollution that happens in the oceans, it's, especially considering the other stuff, by the way, probably the most optimistic they have. Okay. All right. Well, I love it. I like the beat. It was very like upbeat, you know, which kind of like pumped up kicks, Foster the Kids sort of vibe. Like you have this kind of dreary, I keep hearing noises over there and it's freaking me out, but I think it's my dogs. For my dogs. But they, you know, you kind of have this upbeat tempo, but really the message is pretty vocal. You know, talking about really just kind of how we're cold and calculated. I would also say what is in your control, you know, and I think it's easy to get caught up in things that are going on in work, especially now. I mean, you have a thing in your pocket that feeds it to you constantly. And so, yeah, if there are things that you don't like that you see in the world and you can make an impact on them, sure, do that. But again, all I can control is my own attitude, my own behavior. So if it falls outside of that spectrum, then, you know, try not to live in that, you know, because people are going to do what people do. Not to say that you have to go along with that and agree with it. You know, that's kind of the beautiful thing about us as human beings. We all learn how to navigate on our own. So, all right, Brianna. I think it's Brianna. I hope I'm saying that right. Here we go. The Fate of Ophelia. Let's see. You want the music video or the lyric video? I just need to know so I can pull up the lyrics. If not, let's see. Fate of okay, the music video. All right. Well, looks like I already watched it at one point. All right. It was probably my nieces, if I had to guess. I'm I'm gonna pull the lyrics up on my phone just because Fate of Ophelia. All right. What? Okay. It has to make sure I'm a human. Say this song is about Ophelia from Hamilton, where she committed drowning because of anguish and pain, and the song is someone saving her from being like Ophelia. Okay. All right.
I heard you calling on the megaphone. You wanna see me all alone. As legend has
Let's
it,
go. Thank you, Brianna.
pyro. You light the match to watch it blow. And if you'd never call for me, I might have drowned in the melancholy. I swore my loyalty to me, myself, and I, right before you lit my sky.
So that right there, I mean, obviously, you know, she's talking about somebody coming into her life, and I mean, obviously, I watch NFL football, so I know Travis Kelce, and I live in this area, so that this is like a huge thing right now. So I don't know the exact how they met, but I love this. I swore my loyalty to me, myself, and I. And if you've gone through this life, and I was talking about this a little while ago, but if I've gone through life and I've had relationship after relationship after relationship that has failed me or dropped the ball, oh show. It's very easy to fall into this. I just overgeneralize. I tell myself, it doesn't matter how many green flags this person is showing. I'm not going to have anything to do with it because I know where it ends. Kind of the issue with that fortune telling thinking when I get into this spot, and it's easy once we've invested in ourselves, there's this vulnerability that has to happen again where I'm willing to open that door. Because it is to be in a relationship is vulnerable, guys. Like that's, oh, my dog got triggered by that. But really, to be in a spot where I can, thank you, Biscuit. All right, we're gonna give him a second to calm down. My goodness, I think I'm getting a package delivered right now. That's probably why they're freaking out. But it's very easy to fall into that. And create such a boundary that I don't let anybody in. Because once I find comfortability with myself, right? I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I'm comfortable where I'm at. It is extremely difficult for me to get to a spot where I go like, not because a lot of times what happens is people are just insecure, lonely, and they just get in these relationships one after the other. But this beautiful thing happens is where I can take a break and I find out who I am, right? And what I want, and I go and accomplish things on my own, right? Those things are great, but it does make it so much more harder to open the door, to connect with people, to be able to get to this spot where I can eventually have a healthy relationship. And it is important for us to check that every once in a while. If you're somebody who is put a boundary up and you're overgeneralizing everything, it's very easy to fall into, and like, I will never open this gate. I will never be vulnerable with anybody. What if you feel lonely in life? Brianna says, what if you feel lonely in life and only a relationship can save you from feeling lonely? And I think in that, we do. We're human beings. We crave it. You know, the only people who don't crave relationships tend to be people who are tend to suffer with like antisocial personality sort of stuff, where or narcissistic. But even narcissistic people crave relationship and being with people, because that's how they get their satisfaction. You know what I mean? Like I find satisfaction in validation from others. Um, and so what I would tell you is this, Brianna, is what if you feel lonely in life and only a relationship can save you from feeling lonely? And I think what we disregard in that is that we have other connections outside of relationships. And so if I feel lonely by myself, then the chances are I'm probably not connected to a community. I probably struggle to maintain friendships or to be involved in a community. It's a huge part. It takes a tribe, it takes a village, right? To raise kids is what people say, but you have to be in a village yourself. I have to be surrounded by people. And yes, if I feel lonely, that's a normal part of it. It's normal to feel lonely. But I think to say a relationship is the only thing that can make me not feel lonely, I don't know if that's fair, you know? It's not fair to yourself. And not to say don't be in a relationship. If the right person's there and you found love, connection, and you're getting a lot of green flags, there's nothing to say, hey, like, don't engage in that. But also at the same time to say that, no, I guess you would challenge that, right? So that's the emotion. The emotion is lonely, but what is my reality telling me? You know what I mean? What in my reality shows me that I'm not alone, right? Because that's what lonely is. I feel alone. So what says that I'm not alone? And if I am, if you check your reality and it says, hey, you are alone, then how do I get connected with people? How do I get connected with people so I'm not dependent on a relationship? And I guess that's the biggest separator there. So hopefully answered a question and kind of gave my take on that. So here we go. We're going into the chorus. I like that. I'm got dug up out of this grave. I'm, again, just kind of establishing the boundaries, right? Like, and that person, that person will come along. That's the other part. If I'm alone right now and I'm craving relationship, I don't fall into the first thing that comes my way. I make sure to give it time until that person comes along that deserves my time. And that's a big deal. And again, this is a big weakness that a lot of people have. This isn't, if you're out there and you feel this way, you're not by yourself in that. But it also doesn't, we don't want our codependency to creep into our decision making. And again, if you have codependency, address it with yourself. And, but I like that nice little post chorus, keep it 100 on the land, the sea, and the sky. Pledge your hands to your team, your vibes. And again, this has to happen as well. If I'm going to enter into this relationship, you have to let go of maybe things that I've done or where I've been, and I got to let go of those things too, because now we're together, right? And that happens sometimes in relationships. People will carry, or if stuff's talked about that happened before, and I think that's where you use a little bit of discretion going into a relationship. I'm not saying you lie to somebody, but also at the same time, like, is us discussing this going to make this relationship stronger, or is it just going to create confrontation down the road? And if I'm not willing to let it go, that's something you have to do. If you want a relationship to work, you have to learn how to, all the stuff that happened before we met is capished. I put it to rest. So, all right, we're heading into verse 2.
the eldest daughter of a nobleman. Ophelia lived in fantasy, but love was a cold bed full of scorpions. The venom stole her sanity. And if you'd never called for me, I might have lingered in purgatory. You wrap around me like a chain, a crown, a vine, pulling me into the fire.
There's kind of this running theme of like that. If you're coming into a relationship from this dead cold place, right? And you meet your fire, whatever. What was the whole thing that was going on a few years ago? Twin flames or whatever. It is so easy to get like, it feels like that though. It's like you kind of feel your heart warming. You feel, and that in and of itself is another part, the assessment that's happening, right? I know this is a Taylor Swift song, but she's really speaking on some good stuff here. I'm glad that you requested this, because she really is kind of pinpointing some things that you have to do when I'm coming in from the cold. When I get dug up from my grave and I start to feel again, there's going to be a lot there. This line about there's going to be a lot of things that happen in the past, right? She said venoms from these scorpions, right? And again, she's talking about living in a fantasy. How many of us did that? How many of us in our first relationships were like, this is my true love? I remember being in junior high and being like, I am going to marry this chick. You know what I mean? I really was like, I was locked in on it. I was like, I'm dead set. This is forever. And I look back now, and I mean, I was, you're whatever, 13, 14 years old. But it's one of those things where she's addressing things that have to happen, right? And part of that is I have to do that self-history. Brianna says that's why I like her writing. Yeah, I'm a Teardrops on Her Guitar Taylor Swift fan. So pop stuff, I listen to it because I got nieces and we do karaoke night. So of course I'm doing Taylor Swift like 9 times, but I do force them to listen to me sing Teardrops on my guitar. But still, it's amazing that she's talking about this, and so obviously that self-evaluation's happened. I lived in this fantasy that the first person I met would be my true love, and we would ride off into the sunset together. And that's just not life. That's not life. Life doesn't happen like that. There's pain in life, and there's nothing we can do about it. Doesn't matter how rich you are, how much money you have. Doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how cool you look. It doesn't matter what kind of car you drive, what house you're in. Doesn't matter your skill set. We all go through pain. It's just part of life. That's a reality. That's part of radical acceptance. But I love that she's talking about this. I lived in this fantasy, and then I realized, or I had experiences with these scorpions, and that venom that was injected, right? And again, if you're talking relationships, right? These relationships I got in left me in paralysis. They left me messed up. And that happens. We get into these relationships, we're exposed to them, and it's like venom. It eats away at our consciousness. It creates these insecurities. It makes it hard for me to trust even myself. And that's a hard place to be as a human. When I'm in a spot where I feel like I can't even trust my own decision making, because everybody that I meet or that I stick with ends up burning me. So again, and then she ends up moving into this, and it's like a flame, it kind of catches you. And I would have got stuck in this place of like never meeting anybody, never being open to meeting anybody. And now, since you've come along, you kind of like warmed me back up, right? Pulling me into the fire. This, a lot of times fire can mean, some people say destruction, but also fire is, keeps us warm and allows us to survive. So, all right.
Locked inside my memory, and only you possess the key. No longer drowning and deceived. All because you came for me. All that time I sat alone in my tower. You
All
were
right.
just honing your power.
You froze me. Why would you do that? Why'd you freeze me for? Okay, it's all good. I appreciate you doing it. It was a lot of fun. I was watching the timer though. I was like, oh God. Okay. All right. Let's go. What's up, Phoenix Reed? Real. How you doing today? You got a song for me? I saw somebody else come in. Like I said, make sure to send me a request. Let me know what I should play next. All right, Brianna, I have not forgot. We're right here. Okay, so I went through the chorus again. And then that bridge. Locked inside my memory, and only you possess the key. No longer drowning and deceived, all because you came for me. Locked inside my memory, and only you possess the key. No longer drowning and deceived, all because you came to me. And again, you know, with the context of Ophelia, yeah, it kind of explains that. It also explains her cover art. Yeah, like just hold up. Let me read it again. Yeah, so basically all the things that I've been talking about, really. This person comes along and they unlock, right? They undo all of the hurt, all the memories that I'm trapped in, right? Because that's what happens is we get burned, we get hurt, and I will stay present minded in this thing, and I get so caught up in the present that I'm living in the past, right? So thank you. Good pick. We'll let it play out. And I see you, Phoenix Reed. Real. We're gonna get to it here in a second. Thank you, Brianna. I appreciate that. That's so nice of you. Heck yeah. Okay. All right. Good pick. I you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I had heard the song like in passing. I mean, it's been playing. It's Taylor Swift, so it's gonna get played. But I never really listened to lyrics, and so yeah, that was kind of even good for me. I really enjoyed that. All right. Phoenix Reed Real says, "Can you please look at the lyric video of This Is Me Trying?" It's also by Taylor Swift. I personally prefer her songs 20 to 21 when she is depressed and writing deep cut songs. Not saying I don't like her happy side. It's just the sadder songs hit more. For sure. Yeah, they do. Why is that? Why do the sad songs hit so much? And a lot of times it's, you know, if you've been there, then you get it. You get it, you know? That's the beautiful thing about music. I love doing music therapy because it's, we're all going to listen to a song and we're all going to have different interpretations of what the lyrics mean. But not to say that it doesn't mean that much to all of us. So it's really, yeah, here we go. We're going to get into this. Phoenix Reed Real. Okay, I'll make sure I'm saying that right. All right, let's see if we can. This Is Me Trying. And I'm going to be honest with you, this era, I didn't really, like I said, my nieces, but I didn't really listen to anything from this era, so I'm curious. This Is Me Trying. All right. You want to do the music video or the lyric video? Oh, lyric video. Okay. Oh, yeah, nice. It's an official lyric video. How about it? Really quick, I'm going to pull them up just because they will pass, and then I will forget, and then my ADD will kick my butt, and I don't want that to happen. So, okay. We've got This Is Me Trying. is me trying. Okay. All right. We ready? I love it. Keep the faces coming. W in the chat. I don't know. I've always wanted to say that. So. Yeah. Don't be surprised if I get distracted. Something I'm noticing just right out the gate. I mean, and you have to understand this about music. Music literally sets a mood. The key, the music's in, the repetitions, the tones, all of that plays into the emotion that we feel. And this sustained sort of already sets this tone of like melancholy sounds that, at least for me personally, make me think of just humdrum, drawn out. Come on. You know, waiting. It's almost like the waiting, you know. I was talking about anxiety earlier. It's almost like kind of creates an anxious environment. Let's go. Thank you, Brianna. I appreciate it. All right.
I've been having a hard time adjusting. I had the shiniest wheels, now they're rusting. I didn't know if you'd care if I came back. I have a lot of regrets about that. Pulled the car off the road to the lookout. Could have followed my fears all the way down. And maybe I don't quite know what to say, but I'm here in your doorway. I just wanted you to know that this is me trying. I just wanted you to know that this is me trying.
So we've got these lines here, and so there's quite a bit going on there. So I've been having a hard time adjusting. So I'm going to assume some form of breakup, some form of change. Thanks for those cheers. I appreciate that. Obviously, we don't know because she wrote it, unless maybe there's probably some sort of interview about it or something. But it is hard to adjust when things change. Life changes. And so I had the shiniest wheels. Now they're rusting. I didn't know if you'd care if I came back. I had a lot of regrets about that. And so I'm trying more so to figure out like what's going on, because it almost sounds like, is it I walked away or you walked away? Either way, that adjustment's difficult. It's difficult to go from being in a relationship and either getting sick and tired of what's going on in the relationship or just not feeling connected anymore and creating separation, because we do that. Sometimes the easier thing is to run. Or even that line, I had the shiniest wheels, now they're rusting. And I a lot of times with that lyric right there specifically, I think of when a relationship is new, it's the shiny wheels. I've got these nice shiny wheels. They're perfect. Or in my mind, this person is perfect. They're shiny. They can make no mistakes. They're the greatest, right? But now it's all rusted. It's all rusted out. And so part of me wonders, you know, was there this connection with somebody where they had either made it out to be something it wasn't, or just over time it kind of slowly deteriorated like rust. And then I have a lot of regrets about that. So coming back, I didn't know if you'd care if I came back. I had a lot of regrets about that. Pulled the car off the road to the lookout. Could have followed my fears all the way down. And again, that almost sounds like suicidal ideation to me. I don't know. You're not supposed to say the S word. I'm a therapist. I say it all the time. I don't care. Yeah, sometimes we feel like that. Sometimes we make decisions, or other people make decisions that make us not want to carry on or not want to be around. I mean, let's get real. That's a real thing. As a therapist, I'm going to tell you that that's an emotion that a lot of people feel, and those emotions change. And where's your reality to balance that? Well, you probably, if you felt that way, you know, and you probably felt it before, and you've been able to make it through and manage it. The best thing you do is reach out, contact somebody, 988, call a crisis line, get a hold of somebody who loves and cares about you. If you don't have a plan, put one in place. Don't be alone with feelings like that. That's what I'm taking from it, anyways. I just wanted you to know that this is me trying. And again, she's talking about standing in this doorway, and I would assume returning. And so let's listen to the rest of it.
They told me all of my cages were mental, so I got wasted like all my potential. And my words shoot to kill when I'm mad. I have a lot of regrets about that.
Hold up. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, yeah. So we've got, they told me all my cages were mental. So I got wasted like all my potential. And my words shoot to kill when I'm mad. I have a lot of regrets about that. I love that. That's a good line. And it really points to, I'm a DBT therapist, so we do a lot of, we're constantly looking at our emotional mind versus rational, fact-based mind. I've never said or done anything with my raw emotion where I look back at it and I go, wow, that was really constructive. That really built somebody up. I bet I made that person feel really good with the words I said there. Or, man, I'm really proud of what my behavior in that moment where I acted with my raw emotion. Almost never, probably never. I would honestly say never. I think most of the time I backpedaled, had to try and figure out how to get it back. But even the line before that, I felt like I'm caged up. I feel like I can't be myself, and I'm finding release in this alcohol. I'm finding release in this substance. I work in recovery. I mean, that's a constant. Nobody chooses to be in those situations. A lot of times we find ourselves in that situation because that was the cheap imitation of freedom. That was the cheap imitation of feeling better. That was the cheap imitation of I have no problems and everything's great. Got a couple good lines right there. Okay.
So ahead of the curve became a sphere. Fell behind all my classmates and I ended up here, pouring out my heart to a stranger. But I didn't pour the whiskey. I just wanted you to know that this is me trying. I just wanted you to know that this is me trying.
Hold up. I know we're coming into the main part. Pouring out my heart to a stranger, but I didn't pour the whiskey. Also, I was so ahead of the curve. Curve became a spear. Fell behind all my classmates. Ended up here. Which I wonder, like, hearing that line and at least what I would pull from it is, sometimes I see this a lot where I'm from, people get in relationships really early. I get to this part of my life, marriage, children, house, car, bills, way before my mind gets there. Your mind's not fully developed till you're like 24, 25. A lot of people settle and get into these, not settle, I don't want to say settle. There are some people who make it work. Some people really genuinely have connection at that age. But I got so far ahead of myself in this relationship, in being wanted by somebody, that I fell behind everybody else, right? Because when the floor fell out on this thing, when the wheels went from shiny to rusty, yeah, now I'm behind. You know, whereas I felt like I was way ahead of everybody in my maturity, in my relationships, in life. Now it's like I've reset, and now I'm looking at everybody else trying to catch up, right? And that curve became a spear. And then pouring out my heart to a stranger, but I didn't pour the whiskey. Pouring out my heart to a stranger, but I didn't pour the whiskey. And the kind of that kind of talking about being drunk, I guess, maybe in that sense, but like instead of pouring out the drink, I'm pouring out my heart. I'm exposing myself to another heartbreak or a potential negative situation. So here we go. Coming in, I think this is kind of the escalation of the song. So I like that. Whoa, okay, hold up a second, because that kind of flips the whole dynamic of these little hooks on its head. And it kind of talks a little bit maybe more about what the song is getting at, and that is, I'm in this relationship. I'm at least I'm trying something, right? And they say, you know, there's a therapy that's called Gottman's, and it's really good for couples. Just kind of helps couples understand each other, come up with these principles that help us stay engaged. But they talk about one of the worst things that can happen inside of a relationship is I get to the spot where we don't even argue anymore. We don't even argue anymore. And that's what that line does. That line tells right there is exposes everything. At least I'm trying. We're getting into these. I'm trying to fight with. I'm trying to. Do you even care? And that is when a relationship is dead. That is when a relationship is struggling. That is when a relationship is probably going to end, because there's not two people engaging, fighting for it to live. At least I'm trying. At least I tried, you know? If you've ever been in a relationship with somebody who's completely disconnected and shows no emotion, doesn't really care, that is difficult. It's difficult because you feel like you're crazy. What am I doing? I'm trying. They're not giving me anything. And when you don't give anything, that's devastating. When I've dumped my time and my energy and my love and my affection into this other person, and they're just setting their stonewalling, is what we call it, right? But completely disconnected. When both people stonewall, we're both turned different directions. At least when we're arguing, we're face to face yelling at each other. At least we're still trying to talk it out and figure out what the heck's going on. But when I'm not even there, that's heartbreaking. That's the death of a relationship. So just one line, but all that's, I mean, at least for me, that's what I'm pulling from it as a therapist. That's what when I hear that line, like, I'm trying and I'm not getting anything, that is extreme. That's a good indicator that it might be done. So, all right, here we go. Now I think it's going to the escalation. Brianna says, I love these lines so much. Yeah, I can see why they're good lines.
And it's hard to be at a party when I feel like an open wound. It's hard to be anywhere these days when all I want is you. You're a flashback and a film reel on the one screen in my town. And I just wanted you.
So she says this line about it's hard to be at a party when I feel like an open wound, which again, what happens at parties? Everybody's drinking alcohol, everybody's having fun. And here I am, right? Just this open wound, it's hard to be anywhere these days when all I want is you. you're a flashback in a film reel on that one screen in my town. I think for me, really, the line that stands out is it's hard to be around anybody when I feel dejected, when I feel whatever insecurity. I feel not good enough. I feel like we had this thing and now it's kind of fallen apart. You know, it's hard to be around. It's hard to be around when I feel like I'm overly exposed. I open. You think a wound, right? Like, what do you do with a wound? You care for it. You put rubbing alcohol on it to clean it, and that's a whole other topic. That's probably a whole different song right there. You know what I mean? Putting the rubbing alcohol on it and healing. Maybe that was the Ophelia song that we were listening to earlier. But at this point, I have this. I'm exposed. I feel not safe, right? But why do we worry when we have cuts and bruises and things like that? Because we're vulnerable in those moments. I'm exposed, in the worst way. You know what I mean? So very interesting. So let's see what the tail end of the song is.
This is me trying. I just wanted you to know that this is me trying. At least I'm trying.
I think it ends on that, which again, you do this in relationship. I put the olive branch, like, at least I'm trying. Now, come on, like, are you gonna meet me halfway, or are we just completely shut down? And that can be difficult. That's a hard place to be. And maybe I don't quite know what to say. That kind of echoed in the background there. Maybe I don't quite know what to say. But this is me trying. This is me trying. And that's a hard place to be too. It's hard to be where it's hard to be. it's when I can't put it to words. You know, I'm trying to find something, and I can't seem to get it out. I can't seem to get it to go. That can be a difficult place to be. So I just want to say, hey, thanks for tuning in today. Thank you for that. Hold up, I gotta find the name again. Brianna, you have been just kicking butt today. You got all the chat going with the coins and I love it. I love it. Good stuff. Phoenix Reed Real, great song pick. Brianna, great song pick. I didn't think I'd be reviewing Taylor Swift today, but hey, that's what these are for. Therapist Reacts on Wednesdays. So make sure to tune in next week. Make sure to come back by. We are going to react some more next week. Hey, you're loved, you're cared about, you're awesome. I love you guys, and there's nothing that you can do about it. What is this? You have amazing commentary. Phoenix Reed Real says you have amazing commentary. It's very rare to have this on Twitch. I appreciate it. I'm an English major, and most people here on Twitch don't have knowledgeable commentaries. Well, hey, I appreciate it. I'm gonna take the compliment. I struggle with that personally, taking compliments. So I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you stopping by. And again, like I said, every Wednesday, I don't know where you're at, but I'm Central Time. So every Wednesday from 2-ish, I try to get here as fast as I can from work, 2 p.m. to typically I do 5. I've got something I've got to get off at 4:30 tonight, but typically in that time frame, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., I'm on here. So make sure to stop in next Wednesday if you enjoyed my commentary. We'll hopefully have some more videos queued up. But again, you're loved, you're cared about, you're awesome. I love you guys. There's nothing you can do about it. Go have a stupendous, great day, okay? Give it your all. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself to feel. Give yourself grace. Validate your emotions, but also look at reality. You guys are the bomb. You guys are the bomb. So I will see you guys around. Have a blessed day.